Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Awesome Albums Extras with Awesome Andrew. Today I will share something that seemed to miss not only the original video, but also the Awesome Albums Extras video. So here is more information about the Beatles Abbey Road. First off, let's introduce the band. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. I have more information in today's video to talk about the album cover a bit more. Apparently 5 minutes wasn't enough to talk about it. The photograph is taken by Ian McMillan. There are several variations of the famous Abbey Road photo. First, a test shot that shows no Beatle. The car Beatle. Although there aren't any people Beatles either. There's no Volkswagen. The first photo shows John leading the group from left to right, followed by Ringo, Paul, and George, and they will keep that throughout all the photos, including the famous final version. John is looking away, and Paul and George are mid-step. Notice Paul is wearing sandals right now. Second photo, they walk back in the same order, but John is the only one in full step. Photo number 3, the group is going left to right, and notice they are all in full step. Look in the background, looks like they're causing a little bit of a traffic build-up there. We have a taxi, 2 vans, and a double-decker bus coming down our way. Notice Paul is now barefoot. Photo number 4, Paul and Ringo are in mid-step. The traffic is cleared except for the bus, who decided to stop to watch. The picture was also used on the cover of Abbey Road by Brian Southall. Photo number 5, we finally have our album cover. This is also the only picture where Paul is smoking, as well as the only picture where their legs are in perfect formation. There are 3 guys above Paul's head: Alan Flanagan, Steve Millwood, and Derek Seagrove. They were interior decorators returning from their lunch break. I have one more thing to say about this picture, but let me move on to picture number 6, then come back to picture number 5. In picture number 6, Ringo is slightly further behind John and the bus is turned to leave. After this photo, McMillan went to find a road sign for use of the back cover. It was taken on the corner with Alexandria Road. During photographing the sign, a girl in a blue dress walked through the shot. McMillan was angry, of course, but it later became used on the back cover anyway. The wall with the sign has sadly been torn down. Now, I said I was going to go back to photo number 5. I spent so much time talking about this album cover, bouncing around the 4 Beatles, the license plate, analyzing the clothes they were wearing, and now even these guys in the background behind Paul's head. But now look at this guy. This guy, named Paul Cole, was just standing on the sidewalk. In 2004, he explained to Scripps Treasure Coast newspapers how he came to be there at that precise moment. On a London vacation with his wife, Cole declined to enter a museum on the North London thoroughfare. I told her, "I've seen enough museums. You go in, take your time and look around and so on, and I'll just stay out here and see what's going on," he recalls. Parked just outside was a black police van, as you can still see in the photo. "I just like to start talking with people," he continues. "I walked out and that cop was sitting there in that police car. I just started carrying on a conversation with him. I was asking him all kinds of things about the City of London and the traffic control, things like that, passing the time of day. It just so happens that it was the morning of August 8th, 1969, at that same time that Ian McMillan was on a stepladder in the middle of the street photographing the Beatles walking across Abbey Road. This photo shoot lasted 10 minutes. Cole remembers, "I just happened to look up and I saw those guys walking across the street like a line of ducks. A bunch of kooks, I called them, because they were rather radical looking at the time. You didn't walk around London barefoot," commenting on McCartney being barefoot, of course. About a year later, Cole noticed Abbey Road on top of the family record player. His wife was learning to play George Harrison's Something on the organ. He did a double take when he looked at the album cover, seeing himself on the cover. "I had a new sport coat on, and I had just gotten new shell-rimmed glasses before I left. I had to convince the kids that that was me for a while. I told them, 'Get the magnifying glass out, kids, and you'll see that it's me.'" Isn't that crazy? Some guy who doesn't even like the Beatles to appear on their album cover just because of some strange coincidence in time. That's just wild. I mean, dare I say, awesome? I recently learned this album was originally going to be called Everest. Now, I doubt that if it was called Everest that it would have the same album cover, but I can't see Abbey Road having any other album cover, nor this album cover having any other name than Abbey Road. If you want more information on this legendary album, check out my original Abbey Road video and my Awesome Albums Extras Part 1, where I spend a good chunk of the video talking about Abbey Road. But until then, this has been Awesome Andrew, reminding you that the Beatles album, Abbey Road, is an awesome album, and I will see you guys next time.